Assalamu alaikum and welcome to e-learning Al-Noor International School Grade 12 Chemistry course. I'm your chemistry teacher Faraz Anjum. This week we will study chapter 24, the chemistry of life, lesson number 6, metabolism. The reference textbook page number 862 till 866. So please open your book, page number 862. In this lesson, students, our main objectives are: describe the function of ATP in the cell, describe what happened to the biological molecules and the energy during the catabolism and anabolism, and explain how nitrogen-fixing bacteria provide the plant with a usable form of nitrogen. So let's start with ATP. What is the function of ATP in living cell? Okay, student. Now, all living things need energy to perform their function. Okay, so adenosine triphosphate, which is ATP, shown below here, is a molecule that transmits this energy in the cell of living organism. Okay, so it's look like a carrier of energy going to transfer from energy from one to another. Okay, now look at here, the molecule of ATP, which is it contains the adenine, which is nitrogen base, ribose sugar, which is pentose or 5-carbon sugar, and 3 ions of triphosphate ion. Okay, so triphosphate all together is called adenosine triphosphate. Okay, so adenosine, this is adenosine and this is triphosphate, means adenine and ribose combined together called adenosine, and 1 2 3 phosphate group called triphosphate. Here we go, the example for the ATP. The function of ATP can be compared to the belt connecting an electric motor to the pump. So when electric motor start and connect with the pump, and pump going to be start working. Suppose the motor generate energy capable for the operating the pump. But if a belt does not connect, think like this, okay? If the belt does not connect the motor to the pump, the energy produced by the motor is going to be wasted. Means doesn't matter is turn on or turn on the motor, but this energy not going to be transferred to the pump for working. So belt is most important thing to carry this force or this energy. Same thing happened in the living organism, that ATP is a carrier and it transfers the energy, okay, to the cell. In living cell, ATP is the energy carrier between the spontaneous reaction that release the energy and non-spontaneous reaction that use energy. Okay, spontaneous reaction, you know this one in the bio, many times we discussed this, spontaneous and non-spontaneous reaction. Recall the oxidation reactions such as oxidation of glucose in a living cell are spontaneous reactions that release the energy. This energy can be captured when adenosine diphosphate, which is called ADP, condense with an inorganic phosphate group to become ATP. Okay, so who capture, who store? ADP. Okay, with inorganic phosphate group to become ATP. Okay, the addition of phosphate group called phosphorylation occurs during the certain biochemical reaction, such as the formation of ATP efficiently capture energy produced by the oxidation reaction in living cell. Look here, this is adenosine diphosphate, which is called normally ADP. Okay, going to attach with inorganic phosphate. This is the inorganic phosphate molecule. When it combine, it releases this water, H2O. Okay, H2O water going to be released from here. Okay, and then what going to be happen? Then adenosine triphosphate going to be formed. Okay, so OH and H form H2O. What left over here? Only oxygen. And this oxygen going to connect with this phosphorus and make a 3-phosphate group. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 3. This is called triphosphate. Okay, so because of this reaction, ADP convert into the ATP. Every mole of ATP produced by the phosphorylation of ADP store about 30.5 kilojoule of energy. So every mole of ATP produced, okay, by phosphorylation of ADP store about 30.5 kilojoule of energy. Remember this means after this conversion, what happened? How many energy going to be stored here? 30.5 kilojoule. Okay, so the reverse happen when ATP is hydrolyzed. Okay, back to the ATP. So when the same thing happen when it's going to be hydrolysis, means become again ADP. What happened? Every moles of ATP that is hydrolyzed back to the ADP release how much the energy? 30.5 kilojoule of energy. So this is the energy what we are talking, that is a carrier ATP. Okay, and it depends on the ATP as well, but most importantly, who carries ATP? To breaking down this molecule, ATP molecule going to release the energy. Normally we said, okay, how we get the energy? So this is the responsible person. Okay, what is it? ATP. This is the responsible molecule, okay, which is going to be break it and then release the energy. And how much energy? 30.5. How does ATP provide the energy to the non-spontaneous process in the cell? ATP stores the energy when it made form from the phosphorylation, okay, of ADP. When ATP is hydrolyzed to ADP, it releases the energy, means vice versa. Okay, metabolism reaction. What happened to the biological molecules and energy during the catabolism and anabolism? Thousands of chemical reactions take place in the cell of the living organism. The entire set of chemical reactions carried out by an organism is known as the organism metabolism. Okay, means doesn't matter is going to be created or destroyed or formed. Okay, both kind of reaction collectively called metabolism. So entire set of chemical reaction carried out by an organism. In the organism, what going to be happen? Any chemical reaction is called metabolism. Okay, the reaction that occur in metabolism can be divided into two main processes. One is called catabolism, other one is called anabolism. In metabolism, unneeded cellular component and the nutrient in food are broken down into the simpler compound by the chemical reaction collectively called catabolism. So in catabolism, what going to be happen? Broken down the component of the nutrient or unneeded cellular component, okay, into the simple compound. This is called catabolism. Okay, cata means to break. Okay, catabolic reaction release the energy as well as produce simple compounds. So the degradation of complex biological molecules such as carbohydrate, lipids, protein, and nucleic acid during the catabolism provide the energy and the building block of the construction of new biological compound needed by the cell. So breaking down all the carbohydrate, lipids, protein, nucleic acid is called catabolism. Through the formation of ATP, catabolic reaction provide the energy for such needs as body motion and the transport of nutrients to the cell where they are required. The oxidation reaction of catabolism also provide the energy in the form of the heat. These reactions help keep our body temperature constant at 37 degrees Celsius because of the constant breaking down of the energy. That's why we are able to keep our body temperature 37 degrees Celsius. The large amount of ATP produced from the oxidation of glucose make it the likeliest mode of energy production for most kind of the cell. In fact, if glucose is available, brain cell use no other source of carbon compound of energy production if glucose is present. Okay, So that's why it's called, if you need instant energy, have glucose. Some of the simple compound, now anabolism, okay? Some of the simple compound produced by the catabolism are used to synthesize more complex biological molecules, carbohydrate, lipids, protein, nucleic acid, necessary for the health and growth of an organism. The synthesis reaction of metabolism are called anabolism. Ana means to make or build up. So kata means destroy, to break down. In catabolism, big molecule, complex molecule going to break down into the simplest or small molecules. In vice versa, anabolism synthesize or means produce the big molecule or complex compound by the simplest molecule. Unlike catabolism, which releases energy, anabolism used energy, because for building we need the energy. Okay, for destroy we can destroy easily. So the figure below give an overview of the relationship between the catabolism and anabolism. So look here, intermediate compounds. Here this is the all the blue catabolism and the red anabolism. Okay, so in catabolism, ADP add the phosphate group and become ATP, so store the energy. And anabolism, this energy going to be release ATP, hydrolyze and give the ATP and release the energy. And this energy release, this energy we use to build up the complex molecule. So you can see here, nucleic acid become nucleotides and then give you the intermediate compound, carbon compound simple. Here polysaccharide break into the simple sugar and give you the carbon compound. Same here, the protein, amino acid, and then lipids become fatty acids, more simple and then more simple. But vice versa here, taking from these compounds form amino acid and form protein. Then this carbon combine together form the simple sugar and then polysaccharide, which is sugar. Then nucleotides and nucleic acid, fatty acid, then lipids. So they are building like this, and here is breaking like this. Okay, so catabolism is a reaction in which complex molecule going to break into the simpler molecules or simpler substance, and here is vice versa, that they are combined together and make a complex molecule. Here we need energy, here uh, no need the energy. Okay, nutrient and needed cell component are degraded to the simpler component by the reaction of catabolism. The oxidative reaction of the catabolism yield the energy captured in the formation of ATP. Such as in anabolism, the product of the energy catabolism are used to make the new compound and the cell part needed for cellular life and growth. You know that the energy produced by the physical and chemical process is of little value unless the energy can be captured to do work. If it is not captured, the energy is lost as heat. Okay, because energy produced, if you're not going to store, what's going to be happening? It's going to be lost. So the chemical energy produced by the catabolism must have some means to being used for the chemical work of anabolism. The ATP molecule is that means of transmitting the energy. And who will do? ATP. Okay, what is the relation between the catabolism? Catabolism make the energy that the anabolism reaction used to make a new product. It looks like this. The next topic is nitrogen cycle. How do nitrogen fixing bacteria provide the plant with a usable form of nitrogen? Biological molecule taken into an organism bodies as nutrient in the food are broken down during the catabolism. Food contains carbohydrate, protein, lipids, nucleic acid, vitamins, and minerals. These nutrients are composed mainly of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. The many biological compounds such as protein contain nitrogen as well. So most of the compound you can see have nitrogen. So what we eat, we are taking the nitrogen as well. Although the Earth's atmosphere is 78% of nitrogen gas, no animal and only a few plants can use this form of nitrogen to make the nitrogen containing compound. Okay, means in the air we are not using this. However, certain bacteria can convert the nitrogen gas into the usable form in this process of the called nitrogen fixation. Okay, bacteria can do it for the nitrogen. So nitrogen fixing bacteria reduce the atmospheric nitrogen N2 gas to the ammonia NH3, a water-soluble form of nitrogen that can be used by plant. In soil and biological fluid, most ammonia is present as ammonium ion. Okay, so this is the process how it's going to fix it from nitrogen gas to ammonia. Plants incorporate ammonia into the biological nitrogen compounds such as protein, nucleic acid, and ATP. Because of animal cannot synthesize these compounds, they get them by eating the plant or other animal that eat the plant. Okay, so we are eating this to take this all protein, nucleic acid, and ATP. Such as we are taking, we are eating the meat. Okay, so we are having the nitrogen compound. Okay, and cow eating the grass or any kind of plant, so they can get from there. When the plant and animal die, they decay with the aid of bacteria. Decaying matter returns nitrogen to the soil as ammonia nitrite ion or nitrate ion, NO2 or NO3 after decomposing. Okay, nitrogen gas is returned to the atmosphere. So any plant or animal die, it's going to be recycled. Now here is this diagram represents the nitrogen cycle. You can see that biological fixation or nitrogen fixing bacteria are present there, and they can fix the atmospheric nitrogen into the ammonia. Okay, this ammonia ion going to produce in the plants. Okay, then plants going to eat by animals. Okay, and then it come back again with the animal waste or dead plant or animal. Okay, after that it will decay, okay, by purifying the bacteria, convert into the ammonia, then ammonia convert into the ions, okay, which is nitrate ion in the soil, and then nitrite and nitrate ion. Okay, then it will identified bacteria take this, it's present in the root. Okay, and then it goes there again into the atmospheric nitrogen. So all is going to be convert or cycle, okay, recycle again and again that this nitrogen, which is atmospheric nitrogen. Now, biological nitrogen fixation. Nitrogen fixing bacteria are two types, free living and symbiotic. Free living bacteria lead to independent existence in the soil. Symbiotic bacteria such as rhizobium live in the mutually beneficial arrangement with the plant. Okay, you can see the symbiotic bacteria live in the nodules of the root of legumes such as alfalfa and clover pea and beans plant. Okay, here in the noodles. Modern agriculture use an enormous quantity of nitrogen which play a role in the nitrogen cycle. For the past several years, the daily amount of atmospheric nitrogen fixed by the industrial process in the production of the fertilizer has probably exceeded the amount of fixed by the living organism. So nitrogen fertilizer enter the biosphere when they are taken up by the plants. In addition, a small amount of atmospheric nitrogen fixed by the lightning discharge which produce the soluble nitrogen oxide NO, NO2 and N2O4 and N2O5. What form of nitrogen is present in the atmosphere and what form of nitrogen are plant? Answer is nitrogen in the atmosphere is to is of the form of N2, which is nitrogen gas. Plant can use in the form of ammonia. Thank you so much. We finished this. Any question you can ask in the discussion. Thank you.